What's going on, guys? Riley here from RP Productions, and today we're going to be reviewing this 2016 Dodge Charger Hellcat with the 8-speed automatic transmission. Now, if you're familiar with my YouTube channel, I have reviewed a 6-speed manual Challenger Hellcat, which was a lot of fun, but it was hard to compare that to my own personal car, which is a Dodge Charger Scat Pack. So this is essentially my car beefed up with a supercharger, and that's why I'm really anxious to tell what the difference between this and my personal car is, see how they feel, the difference between them, and overall give my driving impressions on this car. So just a quick recap on the Hellcat. We are dealing with 707 horsepower and 650 pound-feet of torque. Coming up here to the front, we have nice 6-piston Brimbos with slotted rotors, which get you to a stop very quickly, and the nice little Hellcat badge over there. We'll get to the interior here pretty shortly, but of course the nice Hellcat wheels, and the owner of this car has put some Firehawk Indy 500 275 Firestone tires on the back of his car. So he claims they hook a lot better than the stock ones did. We'll have to test that out, but overall they look like really aggressive tires. Moving on to the back, you have the nice SRT badging with the body paint colored spoiler, and just a really clean looking car. Reminds me a lot of my own personal car because, quite honestly, they're the exact same car minus the power. Moving on to the interior of the Hellcat, we have the nice red suede interior, which looks beautiful. I wish I could have got this color combo on my own Charger, but for some reason Dodge does not offer it with a purple exterior. But really clean looking interior with the gauges looking red right here, SRT badge here on the steering wheel with the flat bottom, and the red push to start. Under the hood, we're dealing with a 6.2 liter V8 engine with a 2.4 liter supercharger strapped right on top, and once again 707 horsepower, just like everybody says over and over again. But they say it for good reason, because these cars are a ton of fun. They have so much power, especially down low. So I guess all that's left to do now is take this bad boy out for a drive and see how it compares to my personal Scat Pack. Alright guys, let's go ahead and take the Hellcat out for a drive. Got the nice little red key right here that unleashes that 707 horsepower beast. Put your foot on the brake. Voila. Alright guys, so initial driving impressions of the Hellcat. Well, quite honestly, feels just the same as my car does. The steering weight on this car, I believe I have it in like all the sport track settings and stuff. Feels just the same as mine does. It doesn't feel any different. The suspension feels right about the same. I have that in sport. Quite honestly, I think track maybe is a little too stiff for normal street usage. But really, it feels like I'm right at home, just cruising. I don't really have any things that stand out as being different. Let's go check out the power. All right, here we go. We'll do a first gear pull. We'll ease into it. I think I need this in my life. Oh man, that power comes on so strong. I love that supercharger whine, and definitely there is a huge noticeable difference in power. Holy crap, that's awesome. So I think down low, this thing, it's struggling for traction at those lower gears. And so my car, yes, it struggles for traction, but not as much as this. This is just, you know, stupid amount of horsepower. But it's cool because once you get past that traction threshold, it's just like instant power. You're just stuck in your seat and you're just flying. I mean, that's, everybody always talks about how 707 horsepower feels amazing, and yes, it does. And this is the transmission you want to get if you buy a Hellcat. The 6-speed manual is cool and all, and it's fun, you know, especially if you're a good manual driver, then maybe go for that. But for the everyday driver that is going to choose between the two, get the 8-speed. It's so much better, in my opinion. The shifts are so quick, and since it has 8 speeds, you're constantly shifting and you're going to that red line so fast, and it's just a more thrilling driving experience, I guess you would say. But oh man, yeah, this, I'm sorry to all the 6-speed manual Hellcat owners out there, but this is the one to get. This is so much fun. Oh man, that's a good time. All right, let's go ahead and try a 0 to 60 run in this thing. We're gonna try a second gear launch because I've heard that's the best launch from. So let's see. 4.6. There's a learning curve for this. All right, now we're gonna try a 0 to 60, but from first gear. Shifts are so vicious. So that was a 4.4 0 to 60. Definitely traction is this thing's biggest problem, just like everybody always says. I feel like these reviews are really very similar because it's just very obvious things. I mean, dealing with 707 horsepower in a rear-wheel drive vehicle, that's a lot of horsepower just going to two wheels back there. So there's rumors that they might make some kind of all-wheel drive Hellcat, which would be awesome. I think that's what this car really needs to take full advantage of this beautiful motor. But yeah, the power after that traction is not a problem anymore. Holy crap, it's fast. I mean, that was a 4.40 to 60, and granted, my car will do a 4.40 to 60 all the time, but after that, that's when this thing really shines. So definitely a highway warrior, not exactly what I would do if I was going to like dig race somebody or something. Or whew, let's go see what times we did. All right, so in the 8th mile on that run, we did an 8.1 second 8th mile, which I believe is also very similar to what my car does. But the kicker here is we just did a 1/4 mile at 12.1 seconds at an undisclosed number, which was pretty fast. So 12.1 in a car that doesn't get traction for like all of first and second gear, and somebody that doesn't know what they're doing, somebody that just hopped in the car, it's pretty good. Power! That supercharger whine is so addicting. Oh man, that's too fun. That is way too much fun. I would get myself in a lot of trouble if I owned this car. Holy crap. I didn't think it would be that noticeable when flooring it compared to mine, like the difference. But after you gain traction, there's a huge difference. I mean, my car's fast, don't get me wrong. This thing's fast. So before I hand the car back to the owner, let's go ahead and do one more 0 to 60. I have it in sport mode here. See how it does. .4. I mean, the second you hit traction, the freaking speedometer just goes woo. But before that, it's just struggling so much. So you really have to buy like drag radials to make this power worthwhile. I mean, with normal tires, it's just so hard to put that power down. And I thought I would do it a little bit better, but now I understand why everybody just spins out with their Hellcats. I mean, for example, yesterday I was at the drag strip. I watched countless Hellcats go from the tree, and all of them just spun all of first, all of second down the drag strip. And I was like, it can't be that hard, can it? It's actually pretty hard. You really have to modulate your foot in the gas pedal. It definitely is a car that it requires some skill to drive. I mean, yeah, anybody could get in here and drive it, but to drive it fast, you actually have to, you know, pay attention and know what you're doing. But definitely a ton of fun. Well, in conclusion, guys, this is definitely the Hellcat you want to buy. If you're going to buy a Hellcat, get the 8-speed automatic transmission. It is absolutely perfect. I love this car. Definitely would love to own one if it didn't double my insurance rates. But overall, just a super nice car. I mean, it's so much fun to drive this car. It'd be fun to own this car and go out and try to beat your best times. And because there's some driver involvement that is needed. I mean, it's not just put your foot down and go like a lot of cars. I mean, you definitely have to know what you're doing. And that's fun. I mean, it's you know, kind of race against yourself and enjoy your car. So this is exactly what I wanted to see. This is why I'm reviewing another Hellcat, why I came for the Charger instead of the Challenger I previously did. I'm really glad I got to do this. It left me with a much better feeling and much better impression on Hellcats. Before I was kind of now I'm like, okay, yeah, I see why you get it. So I want to give a huge shout out to the owner of this car. His link will be in the description below if you want to go check his Instagram page out. But overall, thank you guys for watching this video. I'll see you on the next one. Take it easy.